light, you can't see what's around you. When there is darkness, you cannot see those around you. The 10 plagues were not simply to force the Egyptians to free the Jewish people. They were powerful lessons on freedom and nationhood. In the 9th plague of darkness, the verse describes, man did not see their fellow, nor did anyone get up from their place. In a world of darkness, when we neglect to see our fellow, we cease to be able to grow. We remain inhibited by our shackles of self-centeredness. It's so easy to ignore our fellow, to tumble into tunnel vision, only seeing what's ahead, while our fellow lags by our side. Primo Levi, a Holocaust survivor, writes in If This Is a Man, that the hardest time for him was the 10 days between the evacuation of the camp by the Nazis and the arrival of the Russian army. The only people left in the camp were prisoners deemed too ill to take part in the death march as the Germans left. It was bitterly cold mid-January. There was no electricity, no heat, and no meals. Levi describes how he worked to light a fire and bring some warmth to his fellow prisoners, many of them dying. He then writes, when the broken window was repaired and the stove began to spread its heat, something seemed to relax in everyone. And at that moment, Tovarsky, a Franco-Pole of 23 with typhus, proposed to the others that each of them offer a slice of bread to us 3 who had been working. And so it was agreed. At that moment, writes Levi, we ceased being prisoners and became free human beings again. As long as the Nazis were in power, it was suicidal to share your food with a fellow prisoner. You would starve. One who fears tomorrow does not offer his bread to others. But one who is willing to divide his food with a stranger has already shown himself capable of fellowship and faith, the 2 things from which hope is born. It was this first act of generosity, of empathy, and altruism that signaled the survivors had recovered their humanity. Freedom is not simply being able to see, it's the ability to see one another.